Good morning, card communities. RJ back with another video. Let's get to it. Today's random Mike Schmidt item of the day. Here's a photo ball from 1995. Has a facsimile signature on top. Stats on the back. It was issued by Burger King in 1995. The Phillies Legends. Mike Schmidt had been elected to the Hall of Fame in 1995. He was going to go in with Richie Ashburn, who was a member of the Veterans Committee ballot that year. The previous year, Steve Carlton had gotten in. Mike Schmidt and Steve Carlton were the prominent pitcher-hitter combo for our 1980 Phillies. And back in 1950, when the Phillies made the World Series against the Yankees, the combination was Richie Ashburn and Robin Roberts, both Hall of Famers. So those four individuals made up the Phillies Legends Burger King release. So it came with this design ball, had a Phillies P on one side, red cowhide on one side, white on the other, Phillies Photo Ball Legends, and this Veterans Stadium Silver Season logo, which goes right there. And then again, you had Carlton and Schmidt as your 1980 representatives. And then you had Robin Roberts and Richie Ashburn as your 1950 representatives of Phillies greatness. So that whole thing was released by Burger King in 1995. I think it was like one a week. You could get 1 week, plus on the fifth week you could get that stand. You can still find these for sale around. People always want too much for these logo balls, which really have no value except to a diehard team collector. You know, if nobody outside of Philadelphia is going to want that kind of stuff, so that's just the way it is. Random baseball item of the day. I like to do this once in a while, just show off something stupid that has to do with baseball that I picked up because, frankly, it's a very, very random object that simply is associated with baseball. In this case, the kids got me a button, standard button here, with a pin back, a little baseball motif with the word dad in it. So it's just a little thing I keep on one of my shelves just because I love baseball so much, all right? Today's trivia question, final one this month of this day in baseball history. So, this day in baseball history, March the 31st, 1996. On this day in baseball history, March 31st, 1996, baseball makes history by opening the season for the first time ever in the month of March. My question to you is, name the two teams who played, who won, and what was the final score. So, for example, this team beat that team, 0-0, or whatever the actual score was. Give me that information. All right. The prize is going to be this cool Alex Rodriguez Fleer Platinum card. This is from 2003. You can see there it is an insert set. This was number 20 of 20 from the Platinum Portraits set. You can see it's kind of a gallery painted thing more than a photo. But this is the Platinum Portraits Alex Rodriguez card from 2003 Fleer Platinum release. All right, that's your prize. If you can email me the correct answer to that trivia question, my email will be in the description below, along with a repeat of the question. We will pick a winner on Sunday. So good luck to everybody on that. Today it's large set Friday, or full set Friday. Let's use the alliteration there. Full set Friday, and I'm going to show off for you a legendary set, 1991 Fleer. Why is that so legendary? Because it is forever and ever known as the mustard set. This bright yellow border that Fleer put out, the mustard set. There was a traded edition as well. I have both. You can see it came with 50 logo stickers. There were 4 Pro Vision sets, which I'll show off. 8 cards highlighting the World Series, and a total set of 720 cards. What I'm going to do for you real quick is I'm going to show off the checklist cards, front and back, and I'll let you pause if you want to take some time and figure out who all was in the set if you don't have access to some kind of database. So, I will briefly pause my flipping of the cards long enough for you to have the ability, if you so choose, to pause the video and read all the names on this particular checklist showcase. But there were a number of showcase cards. Now, interesting about Fleer, since it began in 81 with Donruss, did this. They issued the cards alphabetically by team. Now, not literally like, the Angels first and Astros or something like that, but usually the first team in the card set was whatever team made it to or won the World Series the previous year. Not always, but often. And the teams, whatever team they started off with, every player included in the card set from that team was issued alphabetically. So if you look down this list, you'll notice that, so this is, for example, the Orioles team, and you could see however they chose to put the Orioles in that location, then the cards are in order by last name on the Orioles team, and that's how Fleer numbered their set. You can see here it tells you at the bottom of the card what the two teams are. It was a convenient way to number them. Certainly if you're a set collector like I am, it helps with organizing, but there was a little bit of fun in the randomness to other sets, to other card manufacturers. Fleer kind of did away with that. Also interesting to note the issue of copyright date that you experience with a lot of different card companies. Remember, they were producing these cards before the year started. So this is the 1991 set, but they were printing it in 1990. So the copyright date oftentimes in every manufacturer is a year before. So if you're trying to pinpoint which particular year of card set you have, you often need to verify whether or not it is actually the year of the card or the year before based on the copyright date. So, all right, I'm going to show off for you then all the Hall of Famers in this set. I pulled them off just so you can see who they are. I didn't bother with the big rookies. I mean, there are no really huge rookies in this set because even the ones that are highly sought after rookies don't hold a lot of value because this set is so overproduced and, relatively speaking, considered very, very ugly with the yellow border. But here are the Hall of Famers in that set. John Smoltz on the Braves. Interesting card of Tom Glavine here sliding in. I like to go through these old sets and find great pictures. This set had none. It just had standard pitchers pitching, hitters hitting, some occasional poses. Nothing fantastic at all in this set as far as the image is concerned. That might be the most interesting one where you see Tom Glavine sliding. You got your Lee Smith, Ozzie Smith, Kirby Puckett on the Twins, Robin Yount, Paul Molitor on the Brewers, George Brett, Tony Gwynn, kind of looking back at the umpire saying, dude, I know that was a strike. I'm Tony Gwynn. I know that was a ball. I'm Tony Gwynn. Roberto Alomar still on the Padres at the time. Craig Biggio, I guess you could consider this an interesting one. Craig Biggio still donning the catching gear at the time. Obviously, he would go on to be a Hall of Fame second baseman. Cal, Edgar Martinez, Randy Johnson. Big unit, great picture with him swinging. This one, it's interesting. It's like Junior's looking at his bat like, dude, I told you to hit a home run. You popped up to the catcher. What is going on with you? That's kind of, he's got that kind of look on his face. Sandberg. Almost looks like he realizes he just hit a home run with the eyes up there. Otherwise, he got fooled badly and was just laughing at himself. Don't know. Greg Maddux, still with the Cubs, Greg Maddux. Alan Trammell waiting for a ball. He looks so calm there. It's almost like this is a spring training game. I don't know. But he looks very, very calm in this picture as he's straddling second base, getting ready for a throw. Jack Morris, still with the Tigers. Andre Dawson, Chicago, obviously. Dave Winfield, briefly with the Angels. Bert Blyleven on the Angels. Nolan Ryan, the ageless wonder. Gary Carter, briefly with the Giants. Larry Walker, second-year card with the Expos. Tim Raines, still with the Expos. Eddie Murray, recently to the Giants. Fred McGriff on the Blue Jays, newly Hall of Famer Fred McGriff. Frank Thomas, old-style White Sox uniforms. Carlton Fisk. Wade Boggs. Barry Larkin, interesting pose. Dennis Eckersley, classic Eckersley delivery there. Harold Baines. And Ricky Henderson. So that is the extent of your Hall of Famers, and that's basically what the cards looked like. Show you the back of the cards for a second. I loved Fleer with the vertical stats. I mean, when you flip it over and it's a side stat, it's standard fare, but I love that Fleer did it this way. Really did. They didn't always do it this way, but for the most part, they did, and I absolutely loved the vertical format for the stats. So you can see Ricky's various career stats on the back there. Then it had a nice little face, or portrait shot, I should say, on the back of the cards. Number, name, team logo, bio, stats, and all that fun stuff. So that is what the cards looked like. All right. Then some of the extra cards. Fleer put very few special cards in their set. They didn't do team cards. They rarely did manager cards. But in the back, then they'd have like a dozen or so cards. And this year, though, they only had 5. They had 5 special cards, and that's it. So this one was simply Sandberg and Fielder, the home run kings, they called it. Bonds and Jr., second generation stars, no doubt. Padilla and Larkin, NLCS team leaders. You got Franco and Thigpen, top game savers. And Sandberg and Dawson, the Chicago 100 Club. I'm assuming that means they each amassed 100 home runs in their Cubs careers. So that's it for the basic set. You had all of the basic cards, plus those 5 special cards, plus the checklists. That was your 720, nothing else. This, I don't know if this was the first year for Fleer Provision. I believe it was, simply because they called it brand new. Provision was a series of cards where they allowed some artists to create a picture in some way explaining how great these people are. So if you take a look at your Barry Bonds card, there it is. It's got a lot of information about Bonds, why Barry should be considered awesome. And the picture is kind of like, I'm not sure if you consider this like a poison. His bat's poison to the baseballs or something like that. I'm not sure what that's supposed to represent, but it's very cool. Love this one with Ricky. Ricky's got his winged shoes slung over his shoulder. Really great picture there. Sandberg, kind of boring. There's really nothing to that. It's just him in a Cubs logo in the background. That's a little disappointing. This one's kind of cool. Dave Stewart threw so hard he could throw it right through a cement wall. So those are your Fleer Provision cards. And lastly, you had World Series highlight. It was the Reds beating the A's. I'm not going to go through all of these. So that is your 91 Fleer set, people. Full set. Lots of stickers included there. You remember you had 50 logo stickers in the full set. You had 20 logo stickers in the update set. One of the bigger update rookies probably is Ivan Rodriguez is in here. Not going to show off all that stuff. I just wanted to highlight a classic set. And remember, this is the mustard set. That is why It is such a legendary setter. I would say legendary. I'd say, yeah, everybody knows the Fleer 91. Oh, yeah, the yellow set, the mustard set. Yeah, oh, yeah, oh, yeah. That's what you'll hear if you start talking about 1991 Fleer. So, hope you enjoyed that little trip down memory lane. Appreciate you stopping by. Please consider like, subscribing, commenting, and all that jazz. I really do appreciate your support as I try my best to support channels of everybody else I can. Come back on Sunday for the trivia recap, all right? Thanks for watching one more time. Take care.